What do you prefer? White, brown, or black? Welcome, YouTube, to episode number 42. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what the hell is he talking about? What do we prefer? Black, white, or brown? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I am talking about rice. Yes, rice. Probably the most commonly consumed grain in the world amongst vegans, non-vegans, vegetarians, and just everybody. Most people probably like rice, and for vegans, rice is a lot of times a big part of your diet. And it's crazy controversy. Is it too many carbs? Is it good for you? High glycemic index? There's a lot of questions around rice. So I wanted to talk about what's the best rice, because I don't think rice is bad for you at all. Yes, it has carbs. We need carbs. As vegans, vegetarians, just human beings, we need to take in carbs. So, but there is a such thing as like what's better for you. And as a vegan, my number one concern, listen, this is my whole deal. I believe I've been given a Maserati. I believe I've been blessed as a steward to take care of this body, which I consider a Maserati, right? Now, we have a choice. We can either put high test fuel in our Maserati, or we can put regular. I'm putting high test fuel. So if I'm gonna put something in my body, I wanna know that it's the best available. So yes, I'm gonna eat rice, but yes, I wanna eat the best rice. So what do you prefer? What do I prefer? What is the best? White rice, brown rice, or even black rice, which isn't as common in the US as white and brown. And for this episode, we're going to talk about wild rice. Now, there is a such thing as just straight black rice. In Asia, they consider that the forbidden rice, not readily available, but wild rice is a little easier to obtain. Of course, now with the internet, you can order anything you wish. But for this discussion, for this episode, we're talking about white, brown, and wild. Okay? Let's start with white rice. Now, as we all know, I don't think only way you don't know this is if you've been under a rock, that white rice is the last one that you want to eat. Not that white rice is bad for you. The fact of the matter is, it's just not good for you, or you can do better, Now see, let me explain the whole thing with white rice. See, white rice is highly processed. See, it's stripped of all its nutrients. They take off the hull, of course, it's been milled, the husk, not the hull, the husk, the bran, the nutrients all stripped out. And then what they do, this is crazy, then they put the nutrients back in it. They strip it all out so it can be like nice white and shiny and pure. And then they put back in some nutrients. They don't even put they don't even put the magnesium back in there. So it barely has any nutritional value at all. But at the same time, you're still getting your carbs. You're just not getting the benefit of the other nutrients. So that's white rice. Now, not only that, because they strip all that stuff off, all the fiber, everything is all stripped off, it becomes a high glycemic food, meaning that it shoots up your blood sugar. So just don't eat white rice. Just don't even eat that. If you must, okay, it's not gonna kill you. It's just not the highest benefit for you. It doesn't provide the highest benefit for you. Now, let's talk about brown rice. Now, I think most of us would agree brown rice is definitely an upgrade from white rice. And most vegans, vegetarians, and health-conscious people usually grab for the brown rice. Good choice, good option. It is less processed. It still has the husk on it, or actually, I think the husk is removed, leaving the bran and the germ is still intact. And then all the nutrients are still in it. They don't extract all the nutrients. So you're getting a whole food. That is definitely a whole food. Now, let's talk about, now as we know, brown rice. This is really crazy. The brown rice in comparison to the white rice. The white rice, they strip everything out, they put some things back into it, some nutrients back into it, but just one nutrient, let's just compare this one nutrient. White rice, as far as magnesium, which is, essential, we need that, only has 19 milligrams of magnesium in white rice, compared to brown rice, which has 84 milligrams of magnesium. That's crazy. And that 84 grams of magnesium is natural to brown rice. It's not something that's been added back in. So that's definitely an upgrade. That's definitely an upgrade. It's definitely a little better in protein. As I just stated, it's better in magnesium. As far as the carbs, it's the same. Same amount of carbs in both white rice and brown rice. Now the texture is a little different because of the fact that the husk has been removed, but still the germ and the bran is still intact. That's giving you your fiber. So it's going to be like a tougher texture. Now, my favorite is the third option, which is wild rice. But here, let me tell you about wild rice. Wild rice isn't even a rice. It's not categorized as rice. We call it rice, but it's not rice. See, wild rice is actually a seed from a grass that grows in the water in the Great Lakes of the Midwest of the United States. So it's not even a rice. It looks like rice. It looks like a super long grain of rice, but it's not actually rice. It's actually a seed. It's actually a seed that's found in the water. Now, but here's the great benefits of this. Let's just call it rice. Even though it's a seed, let's just call it rice because that's what it's known as. I don't want to confuse folks, but it's just important that you know about your food, right? Now, wild rice, it's just it's such a wonderful product. It's distinctive in its look, that dark, black, brownish look, that wild rice. Now, don't get wild rice confused with the wild rice and brown rice mix. I'm talking about pure 100% wild rice that looks almost black, okay? Now, wild rice, compared to the white rice, compared to the brown rice, wild rice is lower in calories, that's one, lower carbs, that's two, more protein, and it's a low glycemic index food, meaning that it's not gonna shoot up your blood sugar. It's like slow, it moves slow. These are huge and great benefits. Now, I'm gonna tell you that the texture of wild rice is definitely different from the other two. If you like that soft, fluffy stuff, you're not gonna get that with wild rice. The thing that outweighs the fact that it's not soft and white and pretty is the fact that you're getting crazy amounts of nutrients within this rice. Okay, at the same time, lower calories, more protein. This is a no-brainer. Now, granted, you say, well, how much protein? But let's talk about calories. As far as calories, wild rice has about 166 calories, and this is in a cup, compared to your brown rice, which has about 216 calories. Now you're saying, well, Josh, that's only like 50 calories. Yeah, it's 50, but if you eat rice once a week, and most people eat more rice than that, if you eat a cup of rice at least, let's say once a week for 52 weeks, that is about what, 500-600 calories, somewhere in that range. The thing is, why even intake more calories than is even necessary? Now, granted, the wild rice will cost a little bit more, but the benefit outweighs the cost. And it's not ridiculous. It's just, it costs a little bit more. But the benefit is just like buying high-test gas, So if you're buying gas that's rated higher, it's gonna cost more, but your car performs better. This is the same thing. This is the same exact thing. Yes, the rice costs a little bit more, but I'm gonna feed my body, and my body's gonna perform better because I'm giving it exactly what it needs to perform at its optimum ability. So why not give it what it needs for a couple dollars more? This is a no-brainer. So what I wanted to say is that we have options. This is an option that you can make a conscious effort to change. You can say, well, yeah, I can eat the white, brown, or wild. Why not just go for wild? Why not live on the wild side? Oh, that was corny. Why not go for the wild rice? Why not maximize the nutrients that you can take in if you're gonna eat rice anyway? Right? Let's do it right. Let's get less calories, less carbs, and let's get more nutrients. And we can do that by eating wild rice. So my choice between white, brown, and black/wild would be black. As we close this episode down, remember that your beliefs are bigger than your appetite.